Today I'll be talking about productivity. After graduating college, I noticed that I hit a wall. I was doom scrolling, I was watching a lot of shows on Netflix, and I was just wasting my time. So in this short video, hopefully I could share with you guys a few tips that was beneficial for me in the past. So the first tip is to create a to-do list. I know it's very simple and yet very effective. And there are a few approaches you can actually take with this. The first one is the old-fashioned way, which is the pen and paper. So what I used to do was I would actually lay that piece of paper on this phone holder that I had right next to me, so I would be able to turn my head and just see what I needed to complete today. So for a more digital route, there is an app called Todoist, and this app is amazing because it has a lot of features. Some of the features being that you can prioritize a task, you can categorize them, you can even set a to-do list for a future date. And also, if the task is routine based, it could also be set daily, weekly, monthly, and it's really up to you. And in the future, I could also create a video on how to use this app. The third method is from a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this system is called the 4 quadrants. The system helps you to prioritize your task in levels. The first one being the most important / the most urgent, and then second one being important but not as urgent, and then so on. And I kind of changed the system. Basically, what this says is today, this week, this month, and then this year. So basically the first quadrant is where I could, stuff that I need to do today. The next quadrant being stuff that is coming up this week, the third one being monthly, and then the fourth one being yearly. And yes, you can use a calendar. I'm not saying a calendar is not an option, but this has been pretty beneficial for me too, because it just gives me a quick idea of what's coming up. So tip number 2 is using your environment. This is not just your physical space, but also your digital environment. So for the physical space, you can actually have your tasks right in front of you and then hide the stuff that might distract you. For example, you could have your school textbook on your table, and then if your remote is in your room, what you could do is take the remote and then just put it in the cabinet or somewhere, and then if you want to take it to the extreme, you can take off the batteries and then put the batteries in a different room, and it just makes it harder for you to put everything back together. Another thing you can do is also move stuff around. So for example, if your charging station was like right next to your bed, you can also just move that away from you so that you wouldn't be on your phone late at night, because I really wanted to wake up early. So what I would do is I would put my phone all the way across my room, and at 4 in the morning my phone would ring and I would just pop out of my bed, and then I would have to walk all the way over to, turn that alarm off. But that walking and getting up really woke me up. So that's something you guys could also use if you guys are having trouble getting up on time. Now, going on to the digital environment, I found that using Notion has been very, very effective. It helps you to create dashboards, and it really helps you to keep your life organized. You can have a calendar set up and just have everything all in one view. And so I really love it, and I'm probably gonna make a video on how to set it up in case you guys are interested. And the other thing is Apple shortcuts. Apple shortcuts have actually made my life a bit more easier. It took me a while to actually learn how to use them, but they have been a game changer. And for those people who think that even if you automate your phone and you think that your phone is still going to be a distraction, you can purchase this lockbox that I got on Amazon, and I'll put the link below if you guys need it. But basically what this lockbox does is you put your phone in it, you set a specific time, and within that time you cannot take out your phone. And this is a physical barrier that you could use if you feel like even if you automate your phone and it's not going to help. So the third tip is to have a positive mindset. I feel like we all put a lot of pressure on ourselves for not completing a certain task. I've been reading this book by Mel Robbins. I think it was called High Fives. And if you're curious about what the book was about, it's literally talking about just giving yourself a high five. And if you don't want to stain your mirror with your handprints, then tell yourself that you did a good job. or just give yourself a pat on the back for accomplishing something on your to-do list. Even if you don't complete your whole to-do list, it's still fine because knowing that you have accomplished something is what really matters because you're still making progress. And she wrote another book, I think it was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just like count down from 5 all the way to 1, and then you do the task you're supposed to do. So adding on to that, there's actually a podcast called Huberman Labs, and they talked about listening to white noise. And I believe once you hit that 5 minute mark, most people tend to focus on that specific task that they're currently working on and just like removes all distractions that are like going around them. So when I do a task, I would actually put on my AirPods, listen to white noise, and then do the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lock in onto that specific task. Hopefully those were some like quick tips that you guys could also use. There are a lot more, but I just want to make a quick and short video for anyone who's trying to be more productive. And yeah, thank you for listening/watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.